Damian Priest is Mr. Money in the Bank. And don't get me wrong, I'm a big fan of Damian Priest and I'm happy that he's getting these opportunities. But on Monday Night Raw, we almost saw Damian Priest cashing in his Money in the Bank briefcase, and I couldn't help but think, do I actually even want Damian Priest as a World Heavyweight Champion now? Sure, I would love to see a moment of Damian Priest winning the World Heavyweight Championship, and it will happen eventually, but I was thinking, is there anything that I would really love to see with Damian Priest as a World Heavyweight Champion? Any rivalries I would like to see? And I couldn't come up with much. Like I've said, don't get me wrong, the guy has it all, I'm a big fan and you know, he deserves it. But it almost feels like he still didn't fully found himself in the WWE, and he looks like someone who doesn't even necessarily need a briefcase. I can't help but think that LA Knight should have been Mr. Money in the Bank. It's crazy how much invested people would have been in his Money in the Bank briefcase run, if that's even a thing. People would go nuts every time he would try to cash in. Seems like another pretty questionable Triple H decision. But maybe I'm missing the point. Let me know in the comments below, what rivalries would you like to see with Damian Priest as a World Heavyweight Champion? Now, this episode of Monday Night Raw was pretty okay, nothing too special, but you know, it gave us an idea on what we can expect at SummerSlam. And while all of it looks pretty exciting, you know what the match I'm looking forward to the most is? Logan Paul versus Ricochet. I'm not even joking. This shit's about to go wild. Now, of course, it kicks off with the World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins. He talked about what happened at Money in the Bank, his victory against Finn Balor, but Cody Rhodes interrupts. Before Cody could even say anything, we hear Brock Lesnar's music and we got Cody versus Brock on Monday Night Raw. There's some unfinished business going on right here. And Cody even stood tall right here. We knew this match is going to happen and I'm sure it's going to be the best match out of 3 because, you know, this is like the only match that truly matters. First match goes to Cody, second match goes to Brock. Now we're going to find out what's actually going to happen. That's how wrestling works with these type of matches. It's all good. Honestly, not that interested. I kinda wish I was, but you know, things like not even knowing why they're fighting, which is so stupid. You could come up with anything, really. That kinda ruins the whole point of the match. Seth Rollins says, well, it seems like Cody and Brock have some unfinished business. Let's talk about my business, which is his coffee shop. Seth Rollins makes an amazing coffee. We see the Judgment Day, and Seth Rollins questions where Finn Balor is. He says, I know he's someone who would come up with a sneak attack, but I don't feel like that's the case right here. The only thing you should be concerned about is this Money in the Bank briefcase. Seth Rollins is happy to have a match. Rhea says it's not gonna be Damian Priest versus Seth Rollins, it's going to be Dominic versus Seth Rollins. Dirty Dom is going to teach him a lesson. When you think about it, that's pretty wild. Rhea Ripley is the one, you know, who looks like she does you know. You know what I'm trying to say without getting too into it, all leather. You know what I'm trying to say? And she calls Dominic dirty. Ray, who the hell have you raised? So then we saw Damian Priest versus Shinsuke Nakamura, which was a pretty fun match. 2 Money in the Bank contestants. Yeah, so wrestling was definitely good tonight. I do feel like Shinsuke Nakamura is getting way too many losses, but at the end of the day, Damian lost way too many times right now, so him beating Shinsuke Nakamura is a pretty big deal, I guess. So of course, Damian Priest takes the W right here. You're Mr. Money in the Bank. Man, am I the only one who's still kinda disappointed he's Money in the Bank? Mr. Money in the Bank? I just don't see that much potential. I guess him cashing on Finn Balor would be great, but what's next? We see Ronda Rousey and nobody wants to listen. People hate Ronda. Shayna Baszler quickly interrupts and says everyone is sick of hearing Ronda Rousey. I guess what she said is pretty like powerful, but it makes no sense whatsoever. It's your typical, I had to, you know, scratch and claw and you were, you know, debuting on WrestleMania. I had to work for this and you didn't. Crowd popped really hard, like they just hate Ronda, I guess. Rousey delivers a kick, we got a brawl, and a pretty nasty hit to the face of Ronda Rousey. Ronda wants to fight, but Shayna just leaves. This promo makes no sense, man. All of a sudden, during a match, she was like, you know what? I had it tougher than she did. Why were you in a tag team for such a long time and you just decided to lose the tag team championships out of nowhere? Like, you just realized that during a match at Money in the Bank. It wasn't a problem before. It would have made a lot more sense if during these past few weeks, months, Ronda was treating Shayna Baszler like she's less of a star. Then I would get it. Right now, it just simply makes no sense. And I assume Ronda is the babyface right here? I don't know. We got Women's Tag Team Championship #1 contenders match, turmoil match. It was fine, you know, I like matches that actually matter, so I'm not gonna complain. What I was pretty surprised about is that Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green won, you know, one of the biggest jobber women's tag teams in the WWE lately. But I'm not gonna complain. Chelsea has a pretty interesting character. This Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus promo was pretty shit. Apparently, Becky Lynch broke her nose. She would love to fight, but she can't. They were about to, but she already has plans. I don't know, I feel like that was pretty weak. Cody says he wants another shot at Brock Lesnar and he can fight him every night. You entitled son of a bitch, you got a lot of free time in your life, right? Why are you disrespecting farmers? We got Alpha Academy and Maxine versus Viking Raiders and Valhalla. So yeah, the whole point of this match was, it was the first Maxine's match, I believe, and you can tell she's pretty green. Everything was really slow. It was alright, but like you can tell she's pretty green. They won the match though. So we got Rhea Ripley versus Natalya for the WWE Women's World Championship. Natalya blindsides Ripley, and the first thing I thought was, really? Natalya versus Ripley again? Out of everyone, you're going to put Natalya in a championship program? That was my first thought, but then I was watching the match, I'm watching, and all of a sudden, it's one of the best matches of the night. This match really banged. That's what I'm trying to say. They really tried with this match. Rhea Ripley was bleeding out of her mouth, and she did some moves I haven't seen before. This was a really fun match, and Natalya actually looked like a threat. If you remember the last time they fought, she was beaten in like a minute, I believe. Well, anyway, of course, Rhea Ripley takes the W right here. She retains the championship. It was better than expected though. She attacked Natalya after the match. We saw the women's tag team champions with the save. It seems like we are going to see Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez at SummerSlam, which I know why this match is happening too. Very, I don't know how to put this, macho women. Big, strong, muscular. I feel like that's pretty interesting. I'm really digging this Tommaso Ciampa and The Miz feud. Tommaso Ciampa talked about how he just saw the best version of The Miz. Next week on Raw, we are going to see a no disqualification match, and The Miz promised you're going to see the best version of The Miz. It's almost as if WWE are trying to fix The Miz, and I'm really happy with that. We got Matt Riddle versus Giovanni Vinci. This was okay, and of course, you know what happened during this match. Matt Riddle takes the W right here and quickly gets attacked by the Imperium, but we got Drew McIntyre with the save, and another tease that we are going to see, you know, SummerSlam, Gunther, Drew McIntyre, Intercontinental Championship. Backstage, we saw Matt Riddle and Drew McIntyre having some fun. Someone screamed in the crowd, "Take your tank off!" and Drew McIntyre addressed it. Matt Riddle is happy he's not gonna get attacked again, and they're just going for some drinks. I talked about this before. I'm really excited about Drew McIntyre versus Gunther, but at the same time, I kinda want Drew McIntyre to win, but yet I don't want Gunther's Intercontinental Championship reign to end and, you know, him not beating Honky Tonk's title reign record. That's a horrible idea. Why would you put Drew McIntyre in that situation? I don't know, maybe something interesting is going to happen during the match, or Drew McIntyre is suddenly going to enter a different storyline because of a certain interference. We'll see how that goes. Finally, we got Seth Rollins versus Dominic Mysterio in the main event of Monday Night Raw. Every time someone is in a ring against Seth Rollins, it seems like they improved like by 50%. Dominic Mysterio is not bad in the ring. He's one of the, you know, most improved wrestlers, I believe, this year. But Rollins is like AJ Styles. They can have a good match with anyone. The most fun thing about Dominic's matches is the crowd, because they absolutely hate his guts. Rollins won by disqualification because Damian Priest interfered. He beat the living shit out of Seth Rollins, and he was about to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase, but Finn Balor ruined it. As you can imagine, Damian Priest is not happy, but Finn Balor says, well, you did the same thing at Money in the Bank. So they're arguing. Rhea and Dominic look confused, and that was your Monday Night Raw. It was basically the same thing that happened at Money in the Bank, just the other way around. It's pretty interesting. I like the drama within the Judgment Day, but I feel like it's going to drag, you know. I know WWE, and until SummerSlam, we won't even get any answers. We're going to get Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor again, and something similar is going to happen. I don't feel like WWE are going to pull that trigger. I can already tell SummerSlam is going to be really exciting, but the weekly shows definitely need something more. Now, thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like this video, subscribe if you already didn't. The Great One, peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.